Snipes! How you doing, Snipes?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, dog. Alright, Snipes. So, who are you?
I am Nick Junker. Junker. They call me Nick Tunes. Tunez. Mainly because I dance and I DJ. Kind of play off the Nickelodeon terminology.
Word.
But yeah, man.
How long have you been dancing for, Snipes?
Dancing for, it's probably coming up on 3 years now. Danced a lot in my first like 2 years. Really like dancing every day, training every day. Past year, I've kind of fallen off. My body hurts, but it don't matter.
How long have you been DJing for?
DJing for about the same time. Probably just a little bit longer. Yeah, probably like 6 months longer. So, a little over 3 years then.
And what got you into it?
I've always wanted to. Just music. Love music. So, yeah, I just always wanted to learn to mix from track to track, and the turntables just look cool, and I've always just wanted to be able to use them and know what they're all about. So yeah.
And what got you into dancing?
It was just a new thing, I stopped doing sports since I moved out here for college, and it kind of took over that aspect in my life. Something new to focus on that's athletic and fun.
This beat is fresh.
After this, make a clap to this.
This beat. This beat.
When you are DJing or dancing, what do you try to express?
It's hard, man. It's hard. Like, you want to say it, you want to express yourself, but it's like, it doesn't always come out like that. Definitely throughout the years of dancing, I've definitely struggled in finding my own expression. I feel like I would always kind of want to do what other people are doing, but I mean, do it my own way. But it's hard, man. It's hard to come up with your own stuff. But yeah, I mean, you always try to express yourself and like really express yourself in your mood at that moment. So, yeah.
I was good at top rocking, took a chance to lock, and I was better than chicken. I can record your brain to eat a stupid ring. Then I started to listen, the words started to get me. Wasn't talking about a place where I'm living, not hearing, not a clear. I can relate. There's more to the movement than the familiar face. Trying to find my place so I can play my part. It was hard by myself trying to learn the art. Mom's open the heart, started buying me right. Run EMT and LL, my mind was wild, free to the style. And then I copy, raw, pure emotion, nothing about it was popping. Nothing can stop me on a mission like special ed. But drop a fly record and make you move your head. I remember way back when I worked together around 8 to 10. And Long Beach, I ain't playing those worst days. Those worst days. I remember way back when I worked together around 8 to 10. And Long Beach, California, I ain't playing those worst days.
What is your definition of dancing in general?
Listening. So the definition of dancing is listening. Because it's all about listening to the music and acting to the music. And just having fun, really. Trying to just do you. And do what happens at that moment. And definitely in B-boying, it's all freestyle, which is really cool. A lot of it's just on the spot. And it comes out real organic and free.
Word.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
my name is Anthony. I'm Sarah.
What is your b-boy name?
Whittle.
All right, Whittle. So, what is your definition of dancing?
Man, that's just grooving out, just doing whatever the music, just feeling the music really, doing whatever you want, even if it is whack. You can dance and be really whack at it, but if you're just grooving out, then that's dancing. Know what I mean?
All right. And what do you try to express through your dancing?
Man, honestly right now, I'm just dancing, and like I found my flow. And like I just move on to things. I just like feel good in my body, you know. I just like sometimes just mess around, but like when I'm just dancing and moving out, and I just don't even think, then those are the dope moments. But what was the question?
What do you try to express?
Oh, wait, what do I try to express? Shoot.
All right. So, what got you into dancing?
Honestly, it was really bad. I was doing nothing really with my life. I was just playing video games and shit and stuff. That was for school and stuff. But yeah, it was really interesting. Like all my friends had hobbies and stuff, and like I just like felt like I had nothing to do. So like b-boying just came into my life, and I picked it up, and I was like, I don't know. As a kid, I always like, I don't know. I was really good in the playground, and my body was like really, I don't know, like fit for like moving and, you know, squirting and all that stuff. So I think it fit really well in my dance. And so I got it. And yeah, this cat named Junior, he first taught me how to windmill, and then I stopped for like a couple of years. I didn't keep with it because like, you know, when you're a kid, you just blow it off sometimes. But like, then I picked it up. Because I was in 7th or 8th grade, middle school, and then I picked it back up around junior year, because I was doing nothing. I was like drinking and stuff, and I had like no hobbies, and I sucked at soccer, so I was like, I need to do something. I want to just pick up b-boying again, because I picked it up quick, like power moves and all that. I really picked it up quick. So.
How old are you?
20. Yeah, I started when I was. In 2008, I was 18? No, I was 19. No. I think I was 17. Yeah, I was 17 when I started.
I've been saying that around for years.
Next question.
Next question.
How did it change your world?
Me? Gave me something to do. I was a really violent kid, man. Like, I used to be really angry, and then I just mellowed out, and then like, yeah, it's just like opened up my head, you know. Cause like when you're thinking of moves and just like grooving out to the music, like it's like a dope connection, you know. I don't know how to explain it. What was the question?
What's your name?
Vicious V.
Okay. And how old are you?
25.
What is your definition of dancing?
Being all around, having different types of styles, and also being original. So adding your own thing to what the scene already has. Yeah. Express like the Latin traditions that I have in the dances, like salsa, merengue, and all that, into my steps. But at the same time, like I have my foundation, and I've been dancing for a while now, so I know that I try to take it into a different direction within the Latin stuff, And at the same time, like I'm readjusting to like what the scene is now, because the scene now it's like kind of planned. A lot of people just run the same stuff and it gets boring to me, so I try to keep everything that I do fresh, and I don't care about if anyone else gets excited. I care if I get excited when I'm dancing, and even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else, to me, if it makes sense and if it gets me excited and if I feel fresh, then that's what I'm all about. I'm not really in love with like BBoying anymore. Like I'm like in love with vibing out, Like I don't really care about moves at this point. Even though like I'm trying to adjust to what everyone else is doing. Not adjust to what everyone else is doing, but keep up on that level also, because as trends come through BBoying, you wanna try those trends. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't fuck trends. I don't wanna be part of that." But you have to try those trends and kind of readjust all that stuff to your own style, and then add it to whatever else, to your originality, And that's what I try to do. But my favorite part of the dance is top rocking. That's what makes me feel good, and that's why. Like sometimes I'll go to the cypher and just, while other people are doing crazy stuff, I'm just like trying to blow it up on my tops, because that's the part of the dance that I'm in love with.
Right on. And how did BBoying change your life?
For me, like right now, it's like pretty much all I do. I mean, I just finished college, so I have to start looking somewhere else, but not only sticking to BBoying, but it's changed my life because I've been able to travel all across the country pretty much to compete and just test myself with some of the good people out there, and now I'm like confident in other areas of my life.
All right. Well, thank you, V.
Word up.
Hello there. What's your name?
Cam, Afri-Cam, Cam Raw, any of those.
And how old are you?
21.
21.
Yeah.
And what is your definition of dancing?
Self-expression. That's all I don't know if you want to categorize it like as a type of science or something, but it's just how you express yourself, honestly.
All right, and what got you into dancing?
Just the feeling of wanting to be myself. Just after playing football and having like all this order and form to everything, I wanted to kind of do my own thing. So I saw people dancing and doing what they want, and I was like, all right, cool, I want a piece of this. Put my little ideas in there, no one said anything, so it was really cool to have something to do what you want to do, and people accept that for that, So.
And what do you try to express through your dancing?
Just how I'm feeling at that moment. Some days I might be feeling kind of sad or stressed out or angry, and my dance style changes a little more. One day I might do a little more footwork just because I'm trying to be conservative, or I might just go all out on power moves if I'm feeling really angry, just to let everything out. So just kind of emotion based and whatever I'm feeling at that time.
How do you believe that through the culture of hip hop, how can b-boying change the world?
Honestly, make people get along, just because hip hop is meant to bring people together. That's the main purpose of hip hop, is getting people of different cultures, white, black, yellow, anything, just get them together to have a good time. I just think if everybody kind of got into this little hip hop state of mind, I can't say war is going to happen, but I would say that it's settled a little more peacefully. You don't see any violence at jams. Just everybody's having a good time and just vibing out. So heal the world, kind of. That way it sounds kind of hippie, but straight up.
Hello. All right. So what's your name?
My name is Jacob Flesher.
What is your b-boy name?
I go by Data. A lot of my friends call me Data Juice.
All right. So we're just gonna ask some simple questions, and you just answer the best way you can. Okay?
Sure.
All right. So, what is your definition of dancing?
Well, I think that what the great thing about dancing is that when you ask that question, and this is just what comes right up, is that that's one really great thing about dancing, is you don't really have to define it. Especially with the b-boying and the breakdancing, there is a structure, a way of doing it, but once you learn that foundation of the dance, you can really take it in any type of direction that you want. So, depending on your history, you can bring in ballet, jazz. If you're a soccer player, you can kind of use those types of movements in b-boying and breakdancing too. So I can do any type of movement, and I add the little bit of breakdance or b-boying style to it, and it's still b-boying, it's still your art. So I guess that's the main thing is, the dance or the b-boying, it's, to define it, it's just art. And art is something you can create any way you want. So that's the beauty of it. It's a lot of freedom. So I can go out and I say this a lot to people to explain it, I can go out to a dance floor and I can create this really awesome, powerful, creative thing. And then as soon as I stand up and I leave the circle, it's all gone. So what that really means is that I can walk back into that circle 2 seconds later, and I can recreate and I can create something totally different. So I can act tough one time, or I can act like I do ballet the next time, or I can act funny and silly the next time. So it's always allowing you to recreate yourself, which is fun.
Awesome. All right, and how long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing, I've been dancing for maybe 12 years, 12 or 13 years, and I started as a sophomore in high school because I wanted to get girls and stuff, but that didn't really work. So eventually, I just kept dancing, and then I learned the culture and the history. So the first thing that usually gets people into breakdancing or b-boying is the dynamic movements, the head spins and the flares and the flips and stuff like that. A lot of the times, that's what gets somebody interested, and then they learn the history and the technicality and the culture of it, and they kind of grow into that, and that's when people will start calling those people b-boys, when they have a full understanding of the culture as well as the dance. So that's how it works.
So question. What do you try to express through your dancing?
Well, just like kind of the last way that I answered it, I really will. The first thing that happens is the music, right? So a lot of the times, most of the time, it's what the music is doing is what is kind of inspiring my next movement, you know. And it's all like after a split second, you know, or you know. But depending on what the music is like, is how I'll dance or the way that I'll express myself to the dance. You know, if it's like hard rap or like Nas or something like that, I feel like, you know, like you want to express like you're in the city, you're in the slum, you want to be tough, you want to be hard, calloused, and then there's other stuff, you know, like funk music that's really uppity and giddy and just, you know, you can be funny to that stuff or whatever. And a lot of the times it's not the music. A lot of times it's a frustration prior, you know, like my prior frustrations of the day, or just, you know, getting that, you know, everyday life off your shoulders, you know, type of thing. And then if I'm in a battle, I'm expressing that I'm better than the other person I'm going against, you know. So that's how that works. The thing is that it's changed my world because it's really changed, and I can't speak for anybody else, and I can't speak like, hey, this is going to change the way that, you know, this type of, you know, why these things are happening or why the world is the way it is. But what it has really done, and what I believe it can do for the dancers, is really give those people a different view of the world. So now I can see the world through the eyes of more of an artist or more as of a creative spirit. Whereas without the art, it wouldn't have, or without the dance, it wouldn't have taught me to think in that, you know, I would have had nothing to really teach me to think like that, you know, or to perceive the world the way it is actually. But, you know, also inside the B-boying community, there's been a lot of changes. Like, you know, the B-boying community itself used to be pretty, you know, negative and a pretty standoffish type of thing. And a lot of folks, I think, still believe that it is that way. But you'll find that people have found that the more you do that, or the more you're standoffish to newcomers and things like that, the smaller and smaller and the smaller your scene will get. So now I think people are realizing that, and this is another way, you know, I've realized that through positivity, you know, something can really grow. Just like our B-boy culture, the B-boy scene is what I've seen. So if I welcome somebody in with a positive attitude and is willing to teach and don't want, you know, and I look after not making them feel inhibited for the way that they dance or whatever, it's really been good that way, because the positivity has really helped our scene grow. It used to be small and negative, and now because we've been positive.
All right, hello there. What's your name?
Peace, B-boy Kid Kuba.
Kid Kuba.
Kid Kuba.
What is your definition of dancing, Kid Kuba?
My definition of dancing is life, knowledge of self, creativity. It's about being positive. It's about trial and error. It's about lifelong goals. Dancing is just so much. It's more than just one thing. You know, it's like it's how you live. It's how you speak. It's how you communicate with other people. How you sort of take movement and make it words. You know. So in a nutshell, it's many things for me.
All right. And what got you into dancing?
Wow, I've always loved to dance. I'm a twin, and my sister and I were quite the duo growing up. And so we always like to do family performances and Anytime we could ham it up, we were always in front of the camera doing so. So I always loved to dance and get my Michael Jackson on, and I was always really influenced by being Cuban and growing up in that type of culture. You become accustomed to family gatherings, and at those gatherings it's always a lot of dancing. And so, traditional salsa music and, music from Cuba was very influential to me as far as learning how to move, and then dancing with my family ultimately gave me the confidence to pretty much dance anywhere and be interested in learning different styles and basically just going out there to seek and understand different types of dance so that I could now begin to find myself.
Cuba.
Take two.
All right. So, what do you try to express through your dancing?
Really a lot of things. That's a good question. Really, what I'm trying to express is like what I can't say in words, all the thoughts and ideas that I can't verbalize, I visualize, I show them physically. And I really just try to show love and positivity and creativeness and knowledge of self. It's very important to know about yourself when you're doing this type of dance, and to remain original, but to know also the roots. You can't practice b-boying and not know who Crazy Legs is, or who Batch is, or who Style Elements are, who New York City Breakers are, and on. You have to really know your history in order to be able to understand what they were saying, so that you can now adapt that message with your own style, I really believe that this dance is very powerful, and it can reach and touch people in so many different ways. And so I just do what I do. If the time is right and the setting is right, I just get down, and I hope that I spark someone's imagination or creativity, B-boying changed my life. I was in a crazy place growing up, and without it, I wouldn't be here today. So it's really about peace and love, and it sounds cliche, some people are like, nobody really lives that way, but if you practice it, you can be that, you can, in a very humble, peaceful, nurturing kind of way, you can b-boy for life, not just for life, for your life, for life in general, you can give life that energy,
Hello. So, basically what dancing means to me is when you follow the music. Actually in Africa, in the language, in many African dialects, the word for dancing is the same word for music. So that kind of tells you how it is related, the music and dance, how it should be one. Dancing and music should be the same thing. It's just the visual representation of the music. For me, dancing has many reasons. It has functional purposes in societies, it has entertainment, it has rite of passage, it can be for mating purposes. It has many definitions to me. What got me into dancing? Well, basically, I'm born and raised from Venezuela, Maracaibo, and I moved here to the United States when I was 12 years old. So I have a big influence in Latin dancing, since that's my background. A lot of salsa dancing, merengue, bachata, cha-cha-cha, mambo. So I've been doing that with family gatherings, and my mother loves to dance. So that helped me get into dancing, into b-boying. That's what I'm doing right now. And tricking, also tricking. Tricking is I used to do martial arts all my life, and tricking is kind of the aerial flips that you do in martial arts, and that also encouraged me to get into b-boying, into being more dynamic, into movement, and with my expressing my body in general. That you can change the world with b-boying specifically, or maybe any kind of dancing. The way that I see it is that once you understand on how to respect another dancer or another person, it doesn't matter what they do, what movements they do. If you know how to respect them, I think that's a great start to changing the world, because respect is a really important thing for everybody to get along. So I really think that b-boying and other arts of dancing can teach anybody respect. It can teach you how to be proud of who you are. Doesn't matter where you're from. It can teach you discipline, to keep training. It can teach you many things. So I recommend it to anybody and everybody that wants to learn how to dance and have a good time.